On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Exactly.
But how do I prioritize marriage when I'm not married? What else are they supposed to do?
The mentality that I'm saying, to deal with the mentality is, I want marriage, but then prioritizing their career over that. In the times that they've dated men, they have prioritized their career over that. In the times of even courtship, they prioritize their career over that. It's not that they had just that option or just the career, because we see women. I know other women where they prioritize marriage and having a family over their career and over school.
But how do you prioritize having a family? Okay, all right. So I'll give you an example.
Well, no, I know what you're saying,
because I don't believe in dating, but let's use your scenario, right? How do you deprioritize your career to date for marriage?
Focus on themselves. They should do that. We should be not trying to get these people to do anything different. If they don't want kids, if they don't want to put other people first, which is what you have to do to have kids, don't do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Why force people or shame them into a situation where the kids are going to be losing on this end if the parents are still selfish?
Oh my God, this is
exactly, because that's going to reflect them being a parent. They might not want to be a good parent.
Right. But then they've been shamed into just having a child for what? To make people on YouTube happy? Like what?
Or have kids that they're not really parents to. So
right.
I mean, we got that right now. People are having babies and by mistake or wishing they weren't a parent. So, and they're not even being kids. I mean, they're not being parents. So I would rather her not have a child and bring that child into this world and atmosphere, and her not take care of that child in a parent way. So let her do her.
That's like the first thing I agree with her with in like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
The aspect that I'm seeing that I speak to are women that say, I want to be married, but they continually put their career and other things before marriage, or even before cultivating those things that make them a good wife. So those are the things that I see that, kind of are a contradiction in what they're saying and what they're doing, So either you want to be selfish and focus on your career, do that, or you want to be married. But I'm
focusing on your career is not necessarily selfish.
No, listen. For focusing on your career, there is a degree of being selfish, not necessarily with a negative context, but you have to be self-centered. You have to be self-motivated. You have to be self-driven. You absolutely have to. And when we talk about in the context of children, right? Children versus focusing on a career, you can do both. But you just mentioned and gave the context of a person, or Kayla just mentioned somebody being selfish. And those that want to be selfish, or those that want to focus on career and put career before having children or being married, they have the right to do that. But there are a large group of women that I know that I've spoken to that say they want to be married, but they continually put their career before being married, before having children. And this is not something that they say, I want to do this for a period of time and then be married. I know women that have said that too, and that period of time came and went, and they still have not had children or gotten married, but they desire it. So whatever a person says, they should just be about.
Well, must create. Do you want? What do you want? What should I call you? Create.
You call me must create. Actually, this email, you can call me Dorian.
Call you what?
Dorian.
Okay.
Dorian, yeah.
Dorian.
Look at Kayla. Dorian.
I fuck with Dorian. Anyway, continue on.
Dorian. So while you were talking, I was thinking of something, and I'm just like, I wonder how he feels about this. So there are, as you stated, women who want to be married, but they kind of are striving for other things, and that kind of like pushes the marriage date or them finding a partner out further, right? Like they're not necessarily looking for a husband because they're in college or they're doing this or that. I understand. There are also women who have a high school education and have been looking for husbands and wanting them and may or may not have children. Like, I don't necessarily think that getting an education or not stops you from having a husband, nor do I think that being a person with no education guarantees you a spot in the marriage, whatever. Like, I don't really think that those two things are.
I didn't say that.
That's not what he's saying, Kay.
I know. I didn't say you said that. I was just saying, based on what you said, that was what I was thinking. So, Dorian, if you could just kind of address that. Well, and I'm not saying you said that. I'm not putting words in your mouth.
Okay.
I'm asking.
I'll whatever one prioritizes. Now, there may be a time in the season where a woman prioritizes her career, over family, over marriage, over these things. And then, she may at another point prioritize marriage over that. You can do both. There is a balance. What I am seeing with the women that I have spoken to, they prioritize their career over marriage, but they say they want it. But they continually prioritize their career over that, which means this is first and building this is second. And
so let me ask you a question, Create. Are they married?
Call me Create. Huh? No, they're not.
Let me call you D. So why should they prioritize marriage when they're not married?
I'm not saying they should. What I'm saying is this: if they're saying they want marriage, if they're saying they desire marriage, and they prioritize their career over marriage,
how do they prioritize one or the other when they only have one option though?
Exactly.
Well, Anton, you said how do they prioritize if they only have one option? Do they really
how do I prioritize marriage when I'm not married? Okay. See, in my mind, okay, let me break it down. In my mind, it's different if you're married and then you prioritize your career over what it is that you're in. Exactly. But how do I prioritize marriage when I'm not married? What else are they supposed to do?
The mentality that I'm saying to deal with the mentality is I want marriage, but then prioritizing their career over that. In the times that they've dated men, they have prioritized their career over that. In the times of even courtship, they prioritize their career over that. It's not that they had just that option or just the career, because we see women. I know other women where they prioritize marriage and having a family over their career and over school.
But how do you prioritize having a family? Okay, all right. So I'll give you an example.
No, I know what you're saying.
Because I don't believe in dating, but let's use your scenario, right? How do you deprioritize your career to date for marriage?